F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, first published in 1925, stands as one of the most enduring works of American literature. Set during the Roaring Twenties, a decade marked by excess, rapid social change, and disillusionment following the First World War, the novel explores wealth, ambition, illusion, and loss through the story of Jay Gatsby and his pursuit of the elusive Daisy Buchanan. Though modest in length, the book has become a cornerstone text for its commentary on the American dream and the hollowness behind material splendor. The novel is narrated by Nick Carraway, a young Yale graduate from the Midwest who rents a modest house in the wealthy enclave of West Egg, Long Island. He quickly becomes fascinated by his enigmatic neighbor, Jay Gatsby, who lives in a lavish mansion and throws extravagant parties attended by the city's rich and restless. Gatsby, however, remains an enigma to most of his guests, a figure of rumor and speculation. Through Nick, the reader gradually discovers that Gatsby's wealth and displays of glamour are driven by a single obsession: rekindling his romance with Daisy Buchanan. Daisy, Nick's cousin, lives across the bay in East Egg with her wealthy but arrogant husband, Tom Buchanan. The shimmering green light at the end of Daisy's dock becomes a symbol of Gatsby's longing, an unreachable beacon of hope. Nick is drawn into Gatsby's world, learning that Gatsby was born James Gatz, the son of poor farmers in North Dakota. Reinventing himself as Jay Gatsby, he pursued wealth and status in order to be worthy of Daisy, whom he met and fell in love with as a young soldier before leaving for the war. Daisy, however, married Tom, whose old money and social position seemed more secure. Gatsby has spent years amassing a fortune, through shady business dealings as well as ambition, in order to win Daisy back. Nick arranges a reunion between Gatsby and Daisy, and for a time it appears that Gatsby's dream might be realized. Daisy is charmed once again by Gatsby's passion and devotion, and they begin an affair. Yet the idyll is fragile. Tom grows suspicious and confronts Gatsby, mocking his lack of pedigree and accusing him of being a bootlegger. Daisy wavers under the pressure, torn between Gatsby's idealism and Tom's established security. The story reaches its tragic climax when Daisy, driving Gatsby's car, accidentally kills Myrtle Wilson, Tom's mistress. Myrtle's husband George is devastated, and Tom quietly directs suspicion towards Gatsby. Believing Gatsby was both Myrtle's lover and her killer, George shoots Gatsby dead before taking his own life. Daisy retreats into the safety of Tom's wealth and privilege, abandoning Gatsby entirely. Nick is left to arrange Gatsby's funeral. Despite Gatsby's fame for his parties, almost nobody comes. His so-called friends melt away. Only Nick, Gatsby's father, and a handful of others attend. Disillusioned, Nick decides to leave New York and return to the Midwest. He reflects bitterly on the corruption of the East Coast elite and on Gatsby's relentless pursuit of an unattainable dream. The novel closes with Nick's famous meditation: "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past." This line captures the futility of Gatsby's striving and the broader human tendency to chase dreams that can never fully be realized. One of the central themes of The Great Gatsby is the American dream, the belief that anyone, regardless of background, can achieve success and fulfillment through hard work and ambition. Gatsby epitomizes this dream, rising from poverty to great wealth. Yet Fitzgerald presents the dream as corrupted. Gatsby's riches come not from honest labor, but from dubious dealings, and his ambition is tied not to self-improvement, but to an obsession with reclaiming the past. Daisy, the object of his dream, is ultimately shallow and unworthy of his devotion. The novel suggests that the American dream, once a vision of possibility and progress, has been hollowed out by greed, materialism, and the pursuit of status. Another theme is illusion versus reality. Gatsby's entire life is a carefully crafted performance, from his Oxford accent to his grand parties. His vision of Daisy, too, is illusory. He has built her up in his imagination into something greater than she truly is. The glittering surface of the Jazz Age, with its parties, champagne, and jazz music, hides darker truths: infidelity, emptiness, and violence. Class and social division also underpin the story. The contrast between West Egg's self-made millionaires and East Egg's old-money aristocracy highlights the rigid barriers of class. No matter how rich Gatsby becomes, he cannot enter the world of Tom and Daisy. His lack of heritage excludes him. This critique of social stratification exposes how the promise of equality in America was often little more than a myth. The novel also interrogates moral decay. Tom and Daisy embody a careless privilege, leaving destruction in their wake and escaping consequences. Their wealth insulates them from accountability. Gatsby, by contrast, though flawed, is portrayed with a certain nobility because of his hope and determination. Fitzgerald forces readers to ask whether purity lies in the dreamer or in those who accept reality as it is. Though deeply rooted in the 1920s, The Great Gatsby continues to resonate today. Its exploration of materialism, ambition, and disillusionment feels strikingly modern in an age defined by consumer culture and social aspiration. The glittering allure of celebrity, wealth, and luxury, often masking emptiness beneath, is as relevant in the 21st century as it was in Fitzgerald's jazz age. The novel has also profoundly influenced literature, theatre, and film. It helped shape the modernist tradition, with its fragmented perspective and symbolism. Countless later works, from novels to films, explore similar themes of obsession, reinvention, and the dark side of the dream of success. Characters who construct identities for themselves, or who pursue love and wealth at any cost, can be traced back to Gatsby's tragic model. Cultural adaptations of The Great Gatsby are extensive. Stage versions have been performed globally, and film adaptations, most famously the 1974 film with Robert Redford and the 2013 version directed by Baz Luhrmann, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, have brought its imagery of champagne towers, jazz music, and opulent parties to new generations. The story has also inspired reinterpretations in music, fashion, and art, with the phrase Gatsby-esque becoming shorthand for lavish 1920s-style extravagance. On a deeper level, Gatsby's struggle speaks to universal human questions. Can we ever truly recapture the past? Is the pursuit of an ideal noble, or is it doomed to futility? These questions ensure the book's continued place in classrooms, reading lists, and cultural debate. Ultimately, The Great Gatsby is not just a story of doomed love, but a mirror held up to society's values. Its imagery, the green light, the eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg, the ash heaps, has entered the cultural lexicon as symbols of desire, judgment, and decay. Fitzgerald's compact lyrical prose ensures the novel remains both accessible and haunting, a masterpiece that continues to captivate nearly a century after its publication. Fitzgerald's novel endures because it captures both the shimmering promise and the crushing disillusionment of the human condition. J. Gatsby's rise and fall symbolize the eternal tension between dreams and reality, ambition and limitation, hope and despair. While the jazz age has passed, the questions it raised remain timeless. In this way, The Great Gatsby is not only a definitive novel of the 1920s, but a universal fable about the pursuit of meaning in a world of fleeting pleasures.